and welcome to episode number 23 of the Golf Front Podcast. My name is Brett Bevilacqua. I'm a realtor with Carolina Property Sales in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Every Monday I release a new episode profiling one of the over 60 fantastic golf courses located in the Sandhills of North Carolina. And this week, we travel to the Creek Course at Carolina Trace Country Club. Located just 31 miles and about 45 minutes from beautiful downtown Pinehurst, you will find the magnificent golf community of Carolina Trace located in Sanford, North Carolina. Carolina Trace is comprised of two courses, the Lake and the Creek Course. Give me a few weeks and I will tell you all you need to know about the Lake Course, but this episode will focus on the very formidable Creek Course. Carolina Trace has an excellent practice facility, a range where free practice balls are provided, a spacious putting green, and a really beautiful clubhouse. The 30,000 square foot clubhouse has numerous dining options, from the elegant Hearthstone restaurant to the relaxed Jones Pub. Both overlook the majestic 315-acre Trace Lake. There is also the poolside marathon bar for beverages, sandwiches, and snacks. Opened in 1979, the Creek Course was designed by Robert Trent Jones Sr., who is best known for Spyglass Golf Course, Robert Trent Jones Golf Course, the Dunes Golf Course, Peachtree Golf Course, the West Course at Wingfoot, and the South Course at Firestone Country Club, to name just a few. He also had a hand in such local courses as Duke University Golf Course from episode number 9, Pinehurst number 4, and number 5, and both courses at the Country Club of North Carolina. So I think it goes without saying, the Creek Course at Carolina Trace is a winner and not the easiest course to score on. The course is a par 72 that plays over 6,800 from the back and 5,800 from the whites. So, if you are like my group, you may want to play the Creek Course from the blue tees, which plays right around 6,300 yards. From the back, the Creek Course has a rating of 73.7 and a slope of 132. From the whites, the course is rated at 68.5 with a slope of 125. The Creek Course at Carolina Trace Country Club starts off with a mostly unassuming medium-length dogleg par 4. From the tee you will see a lone tree that is just right of the turn. Aim there with a little bit of draw and you will be set up for your approach shot to a medium-sized back-to-front slope green that is flanked by bunkers on the front side. These greens are slick and your putter will get a lot of use on this course. Number 2 is a straightaway lengthy par 4 with a pair of fairway bunkers left. The green is again not very large, surrounded by 3 bunkers, and the break was very deceiving. The third is a spectacular hole and probably the hole you'll most remember on the Creek Course. This lengthy par 5 is so tough due to what essentially is a cliff just past the landing area for the average tee shot. It's not a cliff, but a very steep decline that feels so out of place in this part of the state. The third starts from an elevated tee box and there is a bunker left of the fairway that long hitters will need to avoid. From the left of the bunker, there is still another 250 yards to a tiny green, which is fronted by 3 gargantuan bunkers. Between the decline and the bunker complex, there is also a daunting water hazard that will trip up players that don't hit it that long. Big hitters should be able to reach the decline and set themselves up for an opportunity to reach the green in 2. From the crest of the hill, it's still at least 250 yards to the green. The fourth is a medium-length par 3. The slightly elevated green is protected by 3 large bunkers. The green isn't overly tough and gives you a good chance to grab a par. The fifth is a tricky dogleg right with a pair of creeks splitting the hole in thirds. A bomb drive could clear both creeks, but the smart move is to lay up in the ample landing area that is evident from the tee box. From there, the remainder of the hole is up a small rise to another friendly green, but keep an eye out for the 2 bunkers, one front right and the other just to the right of the green. The sixth is another medium-length dogleg right par 4. There is a bunker left just before the fairway turns and a little valley in front of the green that is protected by 2 bunkers, one left and one right. The green is also sloped back to front, making the sixth a hard-earned par. The seventh is a medium-length downhill par 3. There are a couple of bunkers up front. With the pin in the back, this green was tough to read. The eighth is a medium-length par 5 with a creek down the right side and OB to the left. There is a pretty large bunker on the right side of the fairway that will make a par so much tougher. From there, the creek turns and runs along the left side of a very thin and tricky green, which has a bunker to the right. The 9th is a lengthy downhill par 4 that bends slightly to the right. There's plenty of room in the fairway, but it evens out with what will most likely be a downhill lie on your approach. The green is protected up front by a pair of bunkers and is also very deceptive. The 10th is a medium-length par 3 with a creek in front of a wide green that is flanked by a pair of bunkers. The 11th is a medium-length par 5 that bends to the left and has a tight fairway. Add that to a creek that runs down the right side and a pair of bunkers, one on the right, the other left, that leak into the fairway. This was a real tough hole for me as I was unable to hit it straight. The green is thin and is a 3-putt waiting to happen. The 12th is a long uphill par 4 that turns to the right. There is a bunker in the right rough and 2 bunkers left of a very large green. The 13th is a short par 4. Keep your tee shot to the left, or better yet, carry the fairway bunker. The green is slightly elevated and has a bunker front left. 14 is a short downhill dogleg right par 4. The small green has a bunker front right and back left. 15 is another downhill dogleg right, but this time a par 5. There's a little bit of water right, and the small green is flanked by 2 bunkers up front. This hole felt a bit longer than the posted yardage. 16 is a fun short par 3 with a large bunker and water in front of a wide but shallow green. If you go too far right, you may roll into the water. 17 is a tough and long par 4 with a fairway bunker that is a little too easy to find. There is a bunker in front of a small but level green. Like the 3rd hole, 18 is very memorable and quite picturesque. Unless you hit them very long, you should be able to use your driver, but be aware that if you go a little too far left, you can reach the trees and pine straw. This will also block your approach shot. From there, the fairway really thins out and is flanked by water on both sides. There is much more landing room near the green and humongous bunkers right, as well as one behind this very tough green. What a great finishing hole. The Creek course at Carolina Country Club is a wonderful and challenging track that will force you to use every club in your bag. It is one of those courses that you need to be familiar with to score, which makes it a no-brainer for those that live in the community. It is very well maintained, and to be honest, is still worth the trip for someone like myself who is lucky enough to live within 10 miles of 33 golf courses. As for green fees, the Creek course will run you anywhere from $45 to $90 depending on the time of day and season, which is really a great value. Carolina Trace is packed with homes of all price points. More than 1,500 homes with new construction all over this gated community. There are some incredible homes on the lake with breathtaking views. If you want to learn more about Carolina Trace or anywhere else in the Sandhills, give me a call at 845-365-3665 or send an email to brett@hmpfilms.com and I will show you all the area has to offer. Once again, I'm Brett Bevilacqua with Carolina Property Sales. Next week, we head up to Asheboro to play Pinewood Country Club. I hope you join me.